Today is August 18th. Rundown. Weird order of stuff, but we'll start with this guy who is charting his masturbation habits, like over the course of 90 days, I think it was. Fascinating stuff. I mean, mind-blowing stuff, really. The stat that, well, there was two things that stuck out. I think one, he's like 60% of the time he finds his porn on Reddit. I don't even know what that means. That must be like weird-ass porn. Why do you have to go to Reddit to get porn? And two, I think he said is like, he beats off for like half an hour, like 28 minutes or something, which
That was
is
the average. That was just the average time.
that is
21 minutes, yeah.
insanity. If I had to guess my average, it's 90 seconds. It's like get the fuck out and get back to work. I'd never get anything done. Imagine 20-minute beat-offs. How do you live? How do you ever? It's crazy.
He said his longest was 68 minutes. 68 minutes is, I mean, I can't even do the math. That's probably like 100 jerk-off sessions for me. That's probably like 6 months worth right there. One session for him. The only thing that's sicker than that, the craziest stat of all, was he said 3 times he just didn't finish. What the fuck is that?
But FYI.
Imagine you just start jerking off and you're just like, it's not in the cards. It's not going to happen today. What the fuck is that?
That doesn't even count as jerking off. He may be a plot guy. He sounds like a fucking plot guy. Like he's watching it for like films. Like I wonder what happens next. Big Cat?
I guess we'll just go there, but I mean, the 21 minutes is crazy. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes you just be like wet noodle, like won't even get all the way. You just be like, gotta do it real quick and just standing there with a wet noodle in your hand. So I don't know what this guy's fucking deal is. Like 21 minutes, and then his shortest is 2 minutes. Like, dude, that's my longest. What are you fucking doing with your life? So he must not. The minute I started reading it, I was like, this guy doesn't watch sports because I feel like 68 minutes. There's never 68 minutes where there's not like something going on that I gotta watch.
The only time I would even get close to like a 5 to 7 minute mark. And this doesn't really count as I'm just clicking thumbnails, like into thumbnails, like, this girl's prettier in the thumbnail. Now she's gross when this blows up. But then it's almost like if I do that for more than 3 minutes, I actually yell at myself. I'm like, come on, just pick one and let's move. Let's get going.
If I'm striking out a bunch with my choices, usually I just go to Old Faithful. And I just search something that I know I want to get, and then I just get the job done.
It's like a pitcher, like you're throwing sliders and curveballs. You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to the fastball.
Let's just baby. Yeah,
absolutely.
The idea of just doing all this research and statistical analysis and shit. When I finish up jerking off, I'm like so disgusted with myself and what I just watched usually that I'm like, the last thing I want to do is like write down all my stats for that session. I want to just black it out and pretend it never happened. So the whole thing creeps me out.
Maybe more disturbing is I could not stop reading that blog. I was like mesmerized going down his charts. I'm like, this guy, he reminded me who's the Noogie Nights or whatever I had at the AVN. The guy who's like Nookie Chat, where he still didn't realize there was free porn on the internet while he was at a porn convention.
Most of the magazines like Playboy and Hustler, that's probably most of how I see porno.
You familiar with the internet?
The internet's pretty good too. Yeah, I had an account with them, with Playboy, and they were pretty good. They have all their magazines on there.
Do you know anywhere you can get like free porn on the internet?
Free porn?
Tough to find?
I would pay. I don't want to say I'd pay a lot of money. I'd probably pay like $20, but I'd pay $20 to get that chart from Pirate Simon.
Oh my god!
Oh man!
That would be
that guy out of water.
It wouldn't shock me if he had like a scribbled journal of his porn habits. Like I bet if I know this about Pirate Simon. There are skeletons we don't even know exist. That's like the most obvious no-brainer statement of all time. Couple Trump stories here. I actually have a blog in the pipeline that I didn't do, that I was going to do the rebuttal of Heidi Klum, because Heidi Klum thinks she roasted Trump by like having a 10 and then she pulls it off. It's a 9.9. Kev, so you were on Heidi Klum's side. I couldn't be. Heidi Klum, that's a compliment. Heidi Klum, one of the all-time greats, classic Hall of Famer. She can't make a Major League roster now. If you put candidates of Heidi Klum up there, which I have, she's mid six, period. So that's a compliment for Trump. Number two, The one night stand story where he gave that penthouse pet a copy of his book and made her change her name, that's the biggest power move of all time. Somebody actually tweeted me like, when you met Kravitz at the Super Bowl and dominated him, you should have made him change his name. Anytime you make anybody human change their name, it doesn't get bigger than that. So you can deal with either of these. I think I'm voting for Trump. I know he's a racist. I know he doesn't.
He's not going to get to that point.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I may write him in. I am Team Trump. KFC, Heidi Klum, surprising that you were that.
Well, it could have gone both ways. I totally understand that she is not a true 10 anymore. I get that. She's an old woman. She's 42.
Yeah. But she's not even a good. There's much better 42-year-olds than her now.
Correct. I juggled which way I was going to go in that blog. I just think that you should pay more respect to Heidi Klum. What he said is true, and that's actually what Trump is doing that everybody loves. He's just spitting the truth. So, yeah, Heidi Klum, like, you lost your fastball. You're not a 10 anymore. He came out and said it. I'll defend Heidi Klum because she's a fucking all-time immortal smoke. But I get what you're saying. He spit the truth about her. The penthouse thing, I love the story about how they just walked around and got pizza and then went back to his apartment and smashed. That, to me, is just unbelievable. Like, Trump just, like, spun around the block a couple times, ate a slice, and he was like, all right, let's go fuck because I'm Donald Trump. And by the way, you need a new stage name because your last name, it was probably some, like, long, lame Jewish.
So it's Corn.
Corn.
What was it?
Corn.
Hey, yeah, awful name.
Korn.
He shouldn't get that much credit for that. That's just being
No.
like, that's an awful
If you're
name.
pulling your dick out of a woman you just fucked and you're like, you have to change your name, and she's like, you're right, you get credit for that.
I feel like a person like that, though, they probably thought they had to change their name their whole life, and then just finally someone was like, hey. So that was the impetus to change it. The Heidi Klum debate, I feel like that's like an athlete. You can't talk about Heidi Klum now. You have to talk about her like when she was in her prime. You can't be like, Michael Jordan's washed up. No shit, dude. This isn't his, like, he's not a player anymore. Heidi Klum, you have to talk about her when she was a player. Not to mention, and this might sound crazy, but I feel like she loses a little points ever since she got divorced from Seal, because that added a little allure for me.
I saw a picture of her with Seal when I was Googling candidates, and Seal's dick is gigantic. I mean, was like...
What do you think, Seal has small dicks?
Half a face was getting it done with Heidi Klum.
It looked like it could barely fit in a rowboat. The thing, though, he said about Klum was not an insult. That's my point. He said she used to be 10, she's a 9. So it's not even, that's really not even a shot. It's like a compliment. Sticking with sex weird stories, Sierra is still not having sex with Russell Wilson.
You've been practicing abstinence, right? Is that still going?
Yeah, that's still going.
That's still going.
We hanging in there.
Hanging in there.
We're doing all right.
So when Russell sees that video, are you giving him an idea of what it's gonna be like?
Oh gosh, Sway!
Wow.
You're putting me on blast right
It's
now.
gonna dance like we're making love.
Oh, well, we definitely should dance like we're making love, and we should. Yeah, whenever the time comes.
Did he go, okay, I'm going to hang in there? I just saw the video.
Yeah.
This guy, I don't get this story. I don't get why they're still talking about it. I don't know if I believe it. I don't like Russell Wilson. I don't like Sierra. I don't like any of them now. Big Cat, what do you got?
Yeah, this was weird because I know a lot of people have been saying that they think it's all fake for publicity, but that laugh by Sierra was like a nervous, I need some dick right now. And I thought, Sway is kind of a cool guy. Like, he's got that hat shit that he wears, and he's like kind of like an old school cool guy. I wouldn't be surprised if Sway didn't pound that out after the interview.
I know I'm going to sound dated. I know who Sway is from MTV. I didn't know he's still alive. That's the first time I've seen Sway in like 20 years. KFC?
I definitely don't believe it. I don't ever believe this. When Tebow said he didn't have sex, when Britney Spears, Miley Cyrus, anytime someone says they're not having sex, I don't believe them.
Wait, you don't believe Tebow?
Oh,
No,
Dave.
I believe Tebow.
Actually, you were gone last week, and this was a good debate, and I need your take on it. Tebow was signing Bibles, and I said if there's only one person who signed a Bible, it's Jesus Christ, but if there were two, it's Tim Tebow.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I hate religious people.
Of course, Jews. You Jews are all on board with this. You don't respect the Bible. You don't believe in Jesus. Of course.
I fucking hate like ultra religious people. Like your wedding, KFC, disgusted me how long you guys were up there getting married.
Me too.
But I believe everything about Tim Tebow's like Christianity? Is he Christian? What? I think he's the real deal. I don't think he does it to be over the top. He's not one of those like thank God for the theatrics of it. I think he's part Jesus. So I have no problem with him doing that.
Thank you. I said, watch that Broncos Steelers game, you would know that Tim Tebow has a little bit of Jesus in him.
I'm not going to sit here and let two Jews tell me about Jesus. You guys don't know anything about JC. So just your arguments.
Dude, you're like literally the fucking savior is looking you in the face and you can't realize it. That's how stupid you are, Kevin.
No, that's what you guys did thousands of years ago. He was performing actual miracles, and you were like, "Nah, that's not really him."
Tim Tebow won 10 games without completing a pass in the NFL. That is a miracle work.
But Tebow aside, Russell Wilson is doing this for publicity because he wants that Tebow status where he's the next big religious figure.
Yep.
And I think the reason why Ciara was doing that nervous laugh is I think it's all a publicity stunt, but she doesn't have that much to gain from it. I think she's like, what the fuck am I doing here?
I don't know.
She's just a weirdo who's not having sex now.
Yeah, and now is the word. I don't know much about Ciara's background, but she's a skank, right? I mean, I'm just guessing she's in like rap videos getting fucked by everybody.
Originally, there was a rumor that she was a tranny, that she had a dick.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. So this is why maybe then you go from how do you get off the tranny train? You go on that. So I don't believe any of it.
We're heavy on the dicks today.
A lot of
heavy. I knew that when I was writing down like the thing. I'm like, there's sex everywhere. Commercial break. I'm back to not knowing whether it works. I guess it works for most people. Some people doesn't. Hank, take us into break. Okay. This softball team, Little League World Series, they're either 12, 13, 11, something like that. Big controversy because they're in pool play in the regionals. So if you watch the regionals, it's a round robin. What? You already questioned
No,
me?
sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
And then, so it basically was laid out like this. The team that had the best record, the best team, intentionally lost by just bunting, getting out on purpose. So a team that they thought potentially could threaten them would be eliminated in the tiebreaker scenarios. Do you guys follow what I'm saying here? So it's like if you're 2-0, 2-0, give this team that stinks a loss, whatever. It got rid of. People are freaking out. In my book, the coach, you can't be more right than what the coach did here. This is all-stars. You're going to the Little League World Series. Don't set up the rules. This is you want to win. You play to win the game. This isn't it's not even integrity. You do what you have to do. You control what you do, and he put themselves in the best position to win. Everyone who's mad, get mad at the rules. This guy was correct. Big Cat.
He's correct, and I have his side, but he's a fucking moron for the way he went about it. The bunting with 2 strikes to try to like actually bunt it foul to get out, you can't be that dumb. There's a way to do it. There's a way to throw a game and not make it completely obvious. So, yes, I agree that they shouldn't have to play this one-game playoff. He's just doing the best possible thing for his team, but you can be smarter about it. It's like fucking Week 17 in the NFL. It's not like they throw out 7 guys and they fumble on purpose. They just put in their backups and they stink regardless.
KFC?
Yeah, the ultimate goal is winning the title. You do whatever makes that easiest. But, you can strike out on purpose without bunting foul. You can get thrown out on the base paths. You can run when, you thought there was 2 outs and there wasn't. There's all sorts of ways that you can fuck this up without being blatant to the point that everyone's mad at you about it.
Okay, I can live with all that, but the point remains, he did what was in the best interest of his team. It's not bad sportsmanship.
Well, no, he didn't. Because the best interest of his team is throwing the game and doing it in a way that doesn't get caught.
Yeah, well, you didn't know that the PC police and all these...
You have to know that, dude. It's fucking Little League. The whole thing is we play fair in the patch and shit.
Get Donald Trump. That is fair. Last one, Marco Rubio threw a football off a little kid's head. Kid went down. It's something that we should show. I love politician shit. I guess this guy played football. Someone tweeted. I don't know what that means. They're like, he played football. I don't know if that meant like high school or Pup Warner. His wife was maybe a Dolphins cheerleader, somebody said. Whatever. It's funny. Kid gets smashed in the face, falls down. I love it. I laugh. You guys got anything to add to just a funny, quick clip? And by the way, Trent, if you're watching this, I mean, you are in Iowa. The entire world is kind of talking about Iowa and the Iowa State Fair. It may be nice for you to go to the fair and maybe get some footage for us. Just a thought, since we have an Iowa guy in Iowa, like living across the street from the Iowa State Fair, sitting on his couch blogging about what's happening in front of his front window. Anybody else?
You just got to lead the kid. You have to lead the kid. You can't. I mean, he threw it behind him. So, and that's what ends up happening. The kid sucks at football.
Didn't look like it was behind him. It hit him in the fucking head.
Yeah, I know, but the kid's running and he throws it and it came back on him. You got to lead the kid. Let the kid make a fucking play. That's how you win votes.
All right, that's the rundown. Big Cat, I believe by the time this is aired, we'll have your foul ball video with Zach. I'll say this. You kind of made him seem like he was sort of cool. And how about this line from the funniest line I thought of the whole thing was when he's like, I know everybody says I have the best life. I don't think anybody fucking says that, dude. Like, I don't think there's people running around and being like, damn, I wish I was foul ball guy right now.
I fucking love the guy.
I go back and forth on him. I've flip-flopped on him a million times. I used to hate him, then I kind of loved him, then I hated him. Now I watched this video, and I don't know. It's not love or hate, but I just respect the fact that he lives in this world where it doesn't matter whether I like him or not.
Yes.
Because he has people who apparently want his autograph and say that he's living the dream and shit. So it's like, all right, me and you, we call him a nerd. We say he's like a social misfit. Whatever. In his mind, in his life, he's fucking king of the castle, man.
So
Huge swinging dick.
The best was obviously once we tweeted out. I mean, no Stoolies think I'm going to a random White Sox game on a Tuesday. But once we tweeted out that we were there, Stoolies started to come up to me, and foul ball guy kept on being like, were they coming for me or you? And I was like, they're coming for me, dude. It's like, because he had this like little group of like 5 guys who were like little kids that were, and there's a kid who rocks the MLB logo hat, has all his books, and I told foul ball guys, like, dude, this kid's coming for you. He's like 14. He's like, I've read all your books like 5 times. Like, why would you sign that kid's autograph? Like, an autograph for that kid.
He has books?
Yeah, he's got 3 books.
That's like
He can do what we can't.
He's got books. You nailed it. In his mind, he walks down the street and his balls are dragging on the ground.
But
that's how
the thing that's crazy is you walk in, there's this whole community, and he really is the guy.
He's the
like
Don.
People were coming up and shaking his hand and like, Zach, so great that you made it out here. I was like, what are we doing here? And the other thing is, the dude has a motor for fucking days.
Yo, you were gassed.
We ran through the whole park like 4 times. It was just like bullpen to dugout to outfield to bullpen to like back and forth and back and forth. Finally, he was like, the game started. And I was like, dude, we're not moving for the rest of the game. Like, I can't move anymore. I'm fucking dead. He also doesn't spend any dollar. He doesn't spend any money in the stadium. He was like wanted to puke on me because by like the 3rd inning, I already spent like $100.
Yeah, he wanted you to put the hot dog thing on the ground like bad, the boss.
Yeah. And then how great was it when they hit a home run while we were eating ice cream?
It looked like he thought he had a chance at that ball. It was like half a stadium away, and it landed. It looked like he was going to sprint after that ball.
If he was paying attention, he would have known who was at the plate and where they usually hit it, where he's going to go. He probably had a shot at that.
But the ball was already landed, and he was like, in his head, he's like, was ready to run. He was trying to put his ice cream down.
Part of foul ball guy's greatness is he thinks he has a chance at every ball that's ever been hit in any Major League Baseball stadium.
But he does.
His fucking bag caught a ball.
Yeah,
like,
that was crazy.
Everyone was standing around like, dude, are you serious? Your bag caught a ball while you weren't even looking.
Did he really have like did he really have a moment with Mike Trout too? Like,
this is great.
It looked like they were bros, like the way that.
So he caught Mike Trout's first career home run, and he met Mike Trout. And he said after we like did the dugout shit, he's like, I want to go yell at Mike Trout and just like solidify our relationship some more. And I was like, all right, let's go. And we were just standing there for a while. And I was like, do you want me to yell? And he's like, no, don't yell. And I was like, fine, I'm yelling. And I yelled. I was like, hey, Mikey, little hat tip for the boys. And he, but then he saw Zach, and I was like, all right, I guess they are boys.
I'd love to have like Trout secretly mic'd up as foul ball guys, like yelling and making eye contact like they're boys. Like, what's going through Trout's head?
And the craziest thing was that trip. So that was a Tuesday in Chicago. He left the game. He went straight to Cleveland. He left that game. He went straight to Kansas City, where the Angels were playing that weekend. So he saw Trout again. Then he went to St. Louis. Then he went to Milwaukee.
This is all on someone else's dime, obviously, somehow, right?
No, I think he says he works throughout the winter, and then he does this in the summer. He also
that was like the BR Steakhouse math, though. Like, you work like a couple months and you fund an entire baseball season of just traveling the globe.
He also is the most. He said that he will sometimes not know who's playing in the Super Bowl until the day of. He does not watch any other sport, and he just religiously watches baseball. I'm team foul ball guy because, like I said, he's not hurting anyone. He's not doing anything illegal. He's just out there having some good old-fashioned fun. Sometimes you get in a little fight with the elbows, but that just happens with the foul ball game. You guys wouldn't understand. You don't get it.
Wait. I'm on Team Foul Ball guy and have been for years.
Okay.
KFC's not. If you go read everything, I'm on. Anybody who's that good at what he does gets my respect. I've said that.
I'm not. I can't be team foul ball guy. I can't even be team Big Cat anymore after watching the ice cream. I've been building that up in my head, how disgusting it was going to be, and it just lived up to it. Just two guys sharing a soupy bowl of saliva and ice cream together.
Well, I broke him down because he doesn't eat. He said he doesn't eat. He eats really healthy. He said, I mean, he's fucking really skinny. He's like, I eat really healthy. I don't eat in the stadiums. And then I started my usual onslaught of just eating everything at the stadium like I do every time I go to a game. And he by the ice cream, he was like, I got to get in on this. So if I took him under my wing, I feel like I could get foul ball guy up like 50 pounds.
I got to go. I got to talk to Flakegate in Canada. Hello?
You.